Okay, picture this. Your phone is just constantly buzzing, right? Notifications piling up. Then you open social media, and it's just this endless scroll. And ads, they seem to be absolutely everywhere you look online. It feels like we're constantly, fighting for air in this digital world. The amount of information, the distractions hitting you every day, it's honestly staggering. So in this super noisy place where you literally might only have, 3 seconds to get someone's attention, the big question for anyone trying to get a message across is, how on earth do you make it stick?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Exactly. And today we're diving deep into that exact challenge. Our source material is Brendan Kane's book, Hook Point: How to Stand Out in a 3-Second World. Think of this deep dive as your shortcut to figuring out how to actually break through all that noise.
Right. Our mission today really is to unpack Kane's main strategies. How do you survive, even thrive, in what he calls this micro-attention world? We're going to dig into what a hook point really is. It's more than just a catchy tagline. We'll explore how you can actually craft one, and crucially, why this is just essential for anyone trying to communicate anything today. Whether it's a brand, a product, a service, heck, even just an idea you believe in.
Before we go on, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and like the video. This podcast is known as The Deep Dive, and you can find us on the major social media platforms like YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Linked in the description section are all the resources in discussion today, including books, websites, and so on. Please go through our terms and conditions as soon as you can. Now sit back and enjoy the podcast.
Okay, so let's really paint the picture Kane describes. He doesn't mince words about this battle for attention. He throws out some, frankly, shocking numbers to back up this 3-second world idea. Get this, over 60 billion messages shared daily on digital platforms.
60 billion. It's just hard to even grasp. Right. And the average person, that's you listening, you're likely seeing somewhere between 4,000 and 10,000 ads every single day.
Wow.
It's an incredible amount of noise. And the research he cites, it's blunt. You have less than 3 seconds. Less. To grab someone's attention before they just scroll on by, click away, or, their mind wanders. 3 seconds. That's it. That's the whole game sometimes.
It's a huge challenge. And it's exactly that environment that pushed Brendan Kane to develop this core idea of hook points. Now, a hook point, like I said, it's not just a clever phrase. Think of it more like a really potent, strategically built communication capsule. It's designed to instantly connect, to cut through that constant barrage of information we're all dealing with. The goal isn't just a quick glance. It's to spark enough interest to earn the next 3 seconds, and then maybe the next, leading, hopefully, to better opportunities, both online and even offline. It's about being instantly memorable.
Okay, strategically engineered. I like that. But what does that actually mean? What goes into making a hook point really work? What are the bits and pieces?
Yeah, good question. It's usually not just one single thing. Often it's a powerful mix. Kane breaks it down nicely. It could be based on powerful text, right? A killer phrase, a great title, some really sharp ad copy. Or it might revolve around an insight, maybe a surprising statistic like the ones you just mentioned, or a unique professional viewpoint, a compelling philosophy, even just a personal thought that hits home for people. Then there's the concept or idea itself, maybe a totally fresh way of looking at something. The format matters too. A striking image, an engaging video, maybe something interactive. Sometimes it's pure personality or performance. Think about a speaker with a unique cadence, or the energy of a musician, an athlete's skill, an actor's presence. And of course, the product or service itself can be the hook if you present it in a really unique, attention-grabbing way. But yeah, the real magic often happens when you start combining these things.
Could you maybe give us an example? Like, how would these combine for something specific?
Sure. Let's take, a new eco-friendly cleaning product. Okay. A weak hook might just be, green cleaner. Pretty boring.
Right. Generic.
Exactly. But a strong hook point using multiple elements. Maybe you lead with a shocking stat about toxins in typical cleaners. That's your insight. You show this in a really quick, visually appealing video, maybe showing grime disappearing instantly. That's the format and the product service in action. And over this, you have a bold, short headline, the text, like, if your cleaner harms, ours heals.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see that.
See, it uses insight, format, the product, and sharp text. It hits harder, faster. It's specific, emotional, and uses different channels all at once in that tiny 3-second window.
That makes a lot of sense. And he gives practical ways to build these, right? I remember reading about the if-then formula.
Absolutely. The if-then formula is one of his key tools because it forces you to be clear and relevant immediately. It's pretty straightforward. Point out your prospect's problems or needs after the if, and use your product as the solution to their problems after the then. It just structures your message perfectly to hit a pain point and offer the fix right away. Super compelling.
So instead of something vague like, grow your business with us, which could mean anything, how would that if-then work for, say, a service that helps online stores reduce abandoned carts?
Great example. That vague pitch gets ignored. The if-then forces precision. So for that e-commerce service, it would be something like, if you're constantly losing customers at checkout, there's the if, the problem that, then our optimized funnel design can slash your cart abandonment by 20% in just 2 weeks. There's the then, the specific solution and result.
The specificity. Problem, solution, clear benefit.
Exactly. It's that directness, the quantification, the timeline. It's not just a formula. It's like a discipline for getting clear.
And this connects to something really interesting psychologically. Kane mentions Wyatt Woodsmall, a marketer and psychological teacher. Woodsmall had this incredible insight. If you describe people's problems better than they can, they'll subconsciously believe that you have the solution. It just feels so powerful, doesn't it?
It really is. It taps right into that. Hook points, when they're done well, they articulate those unspoken frustrations or needs your audience has. It makes them feel instantly understood. They get me. And that triggers that subconscious belief, okay, they must have the answer.
So it's about deep empathy almost built into your communication.
Precisely. Think about a brand just listing features versus one that immediately says, tired of X, we solve Y. If you're feeling overwhelmed by too many choices, maybe decision fatigue, right? A hook point like, if endless options leave you paralyzed, then our curated selection delivers swift, confident choices. That resonates immediately. You feel seen. And that belief in the solution starts to form. That's the power of describing your problem even better than they could.
I hope you're enjoying the topic so far. Please subscribe to The Deep Dive and like this video. Don't forget you can find us on the major social media platforms like YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Linked in the description section are all the resources in discussion today, including books, websites, and so on. And Kane isn't just talking theory here. His background seems pretty solid. But who is Brendan Kane? Why should we listen to him on this?
Yeah, his credibility is definitely a big part of the book's draw. He's not an academic. He's been in the marketing trenches. The book calls him an out-of-the-box thinker, and he's consulted for huge Fortune 500 companies. We're talking Paramount, Viacom, MTV, Disney, Fox, NBC, Netflix, Xbox, LinkedIn. It's a long list.
And then there are the celebrities, Taylor Swift, Rihanna, Michael Strahan, Adriana Lima, Ryan Sheckler. Big names.
Wow, quite the roster. It is. And what's really relevant to his hook point stuff is his work pioneering influencer marketing way back. He ran the first big influencer campaign for Lakeshore Entertainment Films. Apparently, they grossed something like $685 million. And it wasn't just paying famous people. It was heavy A/B testing, iterating content super fast to see what worked algorithmically and emotionally, really dialing it in. Plus, he was vice president of digital at Paramount Pictures, so he has that high-level, big-budget campaign experience.
And didn't he do some crazy experiment himself, gaining 1 million followers?
Yes, the 1 million followers in 30 days thing. He gained over 1 million followers across 100 countries on his own page. It's definitely a striking case study he uses to illustrate his points about rapid testing and finding hooks that scale. Though, it's fair to say some reviewers point out he likely leveraged existing large networks to kickstart it, which is worth keeping in mind. But still, an impressive demonstration.
Okay, so let's talk about the book itself, Hook Point. As a learning tool, how does it stack up? It's about 294 pages, comes in all the usual formats, Kindle, audiobook, hardcover, paperback, so options. And the structure seems key. People mention it's set out nicely, broken into chapters, subheadings, summaries at the end of sections, makes it easy to follow. Someone called it bite-sized chunks, almost like a reference book you can jump into easily.
Yeah, that seems to be a common praise point. Accessible.
Definitely. And it supports things like Kindle's page flip, WordWise, screen readers. So accessible in that way, too. The feedback online really emphasizes readability. Comments like simple to follow and understand, or that Kane explains a complex method in a way that makes it seem easy and simple. Someone else said it was succinctly written. And crucially, it's packed with all sorts of examples how it applies in the real world with big results. So it feels grounded.
Right. And building on that, the book definitely has some major strengths. I mean, its biggest plus is just tackling that core problem, attention. How do you get it today? It doesn't just diagnose the problem. It gives you actual steps, tools, things you can do to make better content and grab that online focus. And Kane's experience working with those huge names and companies we mentioned, that adds real weight to the advice. It feels earned, tested. It's a pretty solid blueprint for anyone trying to navigate this crazy attention economy. Plus, the way he explained the complex marketing idea simply. That makes it useful not just for social media, but for any kind of content creation. Like you said, reviewers often praise how he explains his framework well, call it very helpful, a useful reference book. People seem to get real value from its insights on social media and the currency that is attention.
But it's not perfect, right? We should probably touch on the criticisms that pop up, and some do come up fairly consistently in reviews. For one, people mention multiple spelling and grammar mistakes. That kind of thing can pull you out of it.
Yeah, that's a shame when it happens. Distracting.
Definitely. And then there's the feeling, mentioned by quite a few, that the author promotes his other stuff maybe a bit too much. One reviewer literally said, he's constantly trying to sell me onto another product. And someone else even pointed out he asks for an Amazon review inside the book.
Ah, yeah, that can rub people the wrong way sometimes.
Also, some feedback suggests the main hook point idea itself feels a little vague. Or maybe, as one person put it, like he's just relabeling an existing concept as a hook. And while the big examples, the celebrities, the Fortune 500s are interesting, some wished for more detailed examples for, like, a one-man band business or a really small startup.
That's fair. Scaling down big examples isn't always straightforward.
Right. And tied to that, the skepticism around the million followers in 30 days thing also shows up in reviews. People note the context leveraging existing big accounts makes it feel less like magic and maybe less directly inspiring or replicable if you're starting totally from scratch. It might not inspire a new startup in the way some hoped.
So yeah, those are valid points raised by readers. But despite them, it seems pretty clear who this book is really aimed at. Definitely digital marketers, entrepreneurs, small business owners, brand managers, basically anyone whose job involves creating content, advertising, or communicating online. If you're trying to figure out how to stand out in a super crowded space, this book is talking your language. And if you like clear frameworks and seeing real-world examples, even the big ones, there's definitely a lot here. The overall Amazon score reflects that broad appeal. 4.2 stars from over 1,100 ratings is solid. And being a #1 bestseller in web marketing and e-commerce business tells you something. It seems to resonate internationally, too. Reviews mentioned from France, Italy, Spain, the US, Australia.
So summing it all up, Hook Point really offers a vital set of tools, doesn't it? For anyone feeling drowned out in this fast micro-attention world we live in, it's about learning to boil your message down to its absolute sharpest, most compelling form.
Exactly. And maybe a final thought for you listening. As you go through your day, think about your own communications, emails, posts, conversations, whatever. Where could one single, well-crafted hook point make a real difference?
Yeah.
How could it transform your message and really connect better? What's that one thing you could say or show that would genuinely earn you those crucial next 3 seconds?
It's a great question to ponder. We definitely encourage you to check out Hook Point by Kane, dig into it further, and see how you can apply these ideas. You might just have that aha moment that helps your message finally cut through. I hope you have enjoyed today's deep dive. Please don't forget to check out the linked resources in the description section. Hit the subscribe and like buttons as you head off if you haven't already. Until next time, goodbye.